Sacramento. I'm excited to be here today to share our many internships and professional assistant opportunities as part of our Broadway at Music Circus summer season. Joining me today are my Broadway Sacramento colleagues to share about their departments. But I first want to give you a little info about our organization. Broadway Sacramento is Sacramento's oldest professional performing arts organization and California's largest nonprofit musical theater company. We are committed to the presentation of quality theatrical productions to enrich the cultural life of the greater Sacramento region, the state of California, the United States, and the international community. The goals of the organization are to preserve and expand the American musical theater as an art form by educating new audiences and nurturing aspiring artists. So Broadway Sacramento is what you would call a presenting house and a producing house. We present our Broadway on Tour season at the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center, and we produce our Broadway at Music Circus season, of which the 3 summer shows is when our internship takes place. Broadway at Music Circus takes place at the UC Davis Health Pavilion, which is a theater in the round broken into 4 quadrants with a 2,200 seat house. Our stage is 30 feet in diameter that lifts and can rotate at 360 degrees per minute. Here are some examples of the different looks that we can create. Creative staff, so directors, choreographers, and designers, and lead actors and ensemble members are brought in from New York and Los Angeles to work with local actors and artisans and students to produce 6 productions from February through December. And here is our exciting 2026 season. Our summer internship PA program is broken into 2 categories: production internships in technical theater and professional assistantships in arts administrations. So 1, the production internships. Candidates don't necessarily need to have prior experience, but rather an eagerness to learn one of the many crafts involved in professional theater making. This program is education-based, and participants will receive a $25 a day stipend. The professional assistantships, we are looking for candidates who seek to apply their training in the workforce by joining a team in our administrative offices. This program requires prior experience and education, and so a $50 a day stipend is provided. And we will go more in depth about each department, but first I'd like to share a video about our internships from the intern's perspective.
My name's Jasmine. I go to the Fashion Institute of Technology. I'll be a sophomore, and I was a wardrobe intern, and now I am a costume shop intern.
My name is Mason Diab. I actually graduated college just before starting this internship. And I graduated from William Jessup University, and I was the professional assistant to the education department.
My name is Asusena, and I go to Boston University, and I was a costume shop intern here at Music Circus. Hi, I'm Madeline Pogue. I go to Laguna Creek High School, entering my senior year, and I was a stage management intern.
So I chose the Circus internship because I go to the Fashion Institute of Technology, and I just finished my first year there, and I decided that I wanted to get into costuming, and I thought this was perfect, and it was right down the road for what I wanted to do.
I chose this internship because I love Broadway Sacramento and Broadway at Music Circus so much. This is where I grew up going to theater and got my first exposure to professional shows. And I remember even at 4 years old knowing that I wanted to be a part of this, and this was the perfect opportunity to work on a really professional production and gain some great experience.
I chose this internship because I am trying to go into performing and directing, and I thought it would be a fantastic opportunity to see it all happen. Summer stock is a wonderful thing. They do so many shows in such little time, and so you really get to see the magic happen, and you get to see so many personalities come to the stage. It's really just a great experience for anybody who wants to go into art in general.
Initially, when I came in, I was actually helping out as a stitcher, and then I was helping out in the rental side of things, and also the costume stock area, and also shopping. So I kind of jumped around a little bit throughout the entire course of my internship.
So stage management, during the rehearsal, you're sitting in the audience, just observing. And then if they are rehearsing a scene that has a particular set, you go get the set on. So you have to kind of read the director usually, because they'll mention like, oh, we're moving on to act 1, scene 6, and you're like, oh, I know, there's a prop there that needs to happen. So your supervisor will let you know, oh, go get this, and then you do.
One of the fun things about my job is that no 2 days were really the same. Regardless of your job here, it's very rarely boring.
You're here all the time. You are here when the theater is open. But it's different. You don't feel like you're working usually. You know, you don't feel like, oh, I have to go to my job now. Like you feel like, oh, I get to go. So it's fun.
I think one of the most valuable things I've learned is simply just realizing how much goes into every single show here. There's so much with business and planning and scheduling and working with so many different departments. It's not just the designers and the dancers and the actors. There are so many people that work behind all of these shows.
What's really valuable is learning how to be on your toes, because a lot of things come at you very quickly and you have to think for yourself. Even during rehearsal, you have to be fast to get items for the actors if they need it. And then here at the costume shop, I've been tailoring some of the costumes. So I'm learning new, like, faster techniques to sew garments together, put in, like, labels into the garments. Also, like, making connections here, too. There's a lot of people that are into the same thing that I'm into, and you make a lot of friends here and can possibly build a great relationship in the future.
Say yes to lots of things. You're going to get lots of opportunities to do all sorts of things, to sit in on rehearsals or go to lectures by different people that work for the company, or sometimes just a chance to interact with someone from a different department. And I'd encourage everyone to take as many of those chances as they can so that you can really get a well-rounded view of what this company is like and what professional theater is like, because it'll make your experience even more valuable.
My favorite behind-the-scene memory was working in the wardrobe department. The actors, when we had downtime, when we got done with a lot of their changes, we would either dance to the music that was going on backstage, or we would just have small conversations with our actors. I think those were the best moments because I feel like I built better relationships with the actors during that time.
Just being able to be sitting in the audience during the first dress rehearsal of some of the shows and seeing how some of the things weren't perfect and they needed some work, and then being able to actually see it in the final dress rehearsal and seeing how they've worked so hard in just a couple of days, and seeing that progress was a lot of fun.
I think the thing I'm going to miss the most is the family feeling. Everybody here has been incredibly inviting from day one and always willing to talk or share their wisdom and guidance, and everyone has been incredibly encouraging, and it just feels like a really close-knit community.
I would say I'm gonna miss the people mostly. Yeah, just these shows specifically this season were just a lot of fun to experience.
I love those little moments you get during the show when the show is going on and you don't really have a job, and you're just sitting backstage and you think like, wow, like I'm just here. Like this is the only thing I have to do today. My only obligation is to be here right now watching this art happen. Which sounds cheesy, but I'm all for it. Bring a sweater. I'm so cold all the time in there. Like I am just this shivering old lady who like I knit during rehearsal. So like I'm just like with this like sweater knitting. That's my pro tip. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That always cracks me up. Now, let's talk about the production internship departments. First up, our production center. Broadway Sacramento has a 50,000 square foot production center where the scenic, paint, props, and costume departments all come together to build all the elements that go into our productions. In the production center internship, you'll have the opportunity to go behind the scenes and work with craftsmen at the top of their game, learning how scenery is built, gaining an understanding of basic hand tool usage and shop safety practices, learn and apply different paint techniques such as wood grain and texturing methods, and having an opportunity to assist in the pulling and construction of props and assist our warehouse supervisor in pulling and transporting scenic units and other props and costume pieces once completed from the production center to the theater. You'll also have the opportunity to participate in load-ins and load-outs, acting in a support role for our scenic department and IATSE crew. And now I'm going to throw it over to Gabe.
Hello, my name is Gabriella Nance. I am the costume director here at Broadway Sacramento and a former ARC student. I want to talk about the costume internship. This takes place also at the production center, where you will get an introduction of all the areas pertaining to costume creation. You'll have an opportunity to learn what goes into crafting, coordinating, designing, and constructing costumes in all the different areas within the costume department. It's not just sewing. We also have a craft department where skilled artisans work primarily with the non-fabric part of costuming. It could be anything from creating, repairing, altering accessories such as jewelry, hats. There's a lot of shoe painting, dyeing from time to time. It really just depends on the needs of the show and what type of show it is. We also spend a lot of time in the costume closet, which is what we call our very large costume inventory. You will work alongside with the costume rental coordinator, managing and maintaining our own costume stock, as well as the various costume packages that we rent from other theaters for our productions fairly regularly. Sometimes you even get to work with the design team to prepare for fittings, work alongside them in the fitting room as needed. And then, of course, there's the costume shop itself where stitching, alterations, pattern making happens. My goal is always to rotate everyone through all of those areas so that you get a well-rounded experience, but we will always play to your strengths and interests. So if you're somebody who just loves to sew, you'll probably end up in that area a little bit more, but you're going to get a well-rounded experience. And then I'm going to throw it back over to Jackie.
Awesome. I have to say, I just love the production center, and I always fondly refer to it as the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory of musical theater, especially all the costume area and all the colors. And it's just such a magical place to be. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about stage management. In the stage management internship, you'll get to be in the room where it happens. You'll be in the rehearsal process from day one through the end of the run, assisting the stage management team in setting up and breaking down the rehearsal room, tracking sets, props, and people, and providing support for all aspects of the rehearsal and performance process. You'll get to watch actors, directors, choreographers, and musical directors from across the country work and learn more about their process and what it takes to stage a large-scale musical in a unique venue. You'll learn things like how to build a good run sheet and more about the rules and regulations pertaining to Actors Equity Association, the union for actors and stage managers. You'll also participate in performances as an integral member of the running crew. Stage management is an exciting way to learn about the process of transforming a work from the page to the stage and all that is required for that. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Emily.
Hi guys, I'm Emily Lawson. I'm the wardrobe supervisor over at Music Circus. So wardrobe is in charge of the use and maintenance of costumes during the run of the show. It's a really great place for organized, detail-oriented people. We're there from the very beginning, so you'll be in rehearsals with me so we can plan out costume changes and organize the show. So just like stage management, you will get to be in the room while the show is being directed and choreographed. During the show, you will be assigned to an actor or a group of actors as their dresser. So you're going to be in charge of all of their costume changes. 2026 in particular is a really great show for that. There's a lot of fun, fast, quick changes that'll happen. Wardrobe in general is just a really fun way to have a hands-on experience actually working with these Broadway level theater professionals like actors, directors, choreographers, all of them. You become a really important part of the show, all while essentially playing dress up. So I'll throw it back to Jackie again.
I just love hearing everybody talk about their departments because it's just like we're about to embark on our season. Starting at the end of this month, and now I'm just getting excited about it. Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit about sound. On the sound team, you'll learn from seasoned professionals to develop skills to design, install, maintain, and execute theatrical sound. You may do things like assist the mic dressing team with the preparation, maintenance, testing, and distribution of body mics for the acting company. You'll be able to learn from the sound assistant how to build a sound script, which is used for cueing the operator during performances, as well as how to utilize and operate our sound background program, our playback program, QLab, and how to build a cue stack. You'll be instructed on how to create clean and accurate sound paperwork. Sound interns also assist the sound department during load-ins and load-outs in setting up the orchestra pit. Finally, you'll have the opportunity to sit alongside our sound designer and engineer during both rehearsals and performances from the sound booth and learn more about the process of mixing sound. All right, I'm going to throw it back over to Gabe.
All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about our wig, hair, and makeup internship. So this takes place in the hair department on site at the theater. You will experience what it is to work in a professional wig, hair, and makeup department, working alongside experienced hairstylists and hair designers from all various levels, from Broadway to TV, come in and design for us. You will work on getting the wigs and hair department show ready. That can be everything from maintaining and organizing the wig room and supplies used to learning the basics of wig maintenance and styling. The day-to-day in the hair department can range from organizing supplies to assisting with wig fittings. And hopefully by the end of it all, schedule and interest permitting would culminate in you actually working backstage as a wig dresser. And then back to...
Yeah. All right. And for our last one here in production, I'm going to speak about music. So a fantastic opportunity for any music majors or anyone who is interested in getting into the music librarian field is our music department professional assistantship. As a member of the music team, you'll work alongside our music directors who have worked on Broadway and national tours and large regional houses on shows like Beauty and the Beast and Come From Away, as well as the local AFM union members of our orchestra who are vary from production to production. Under direction of the musical supervisor, you assist the music assistant in the prepping and assembling and restoration of all orchestra parts for the season. A candidate who has knowledge of Finale or Sibelius music editing software would be ideal, as there may be opportunities to assist in the editing of materials as needed. The position's hours are varied based on the needs of the department and will include daytimes and some weekends and evenings. So yes, that is the production interns. And now we're going to move on to the business of show business with our arts administration opportunities. So I'm going to start off with education and community engagement, as I'm particularly excited to share this opportunity because it was the one that I experienced firsthand. In 1999, I was a PA for education, and it was an experience that absolutely changed my life. I just didn't know it at the time. I was studying to be a performer, but as much as I was passionate about being on stage, I was equally interested in who got to experience the stories that I wanted to be a part of. And after my internship, I went on to study musical theater at the University of Cincinnati College Conservatory of Music and continued on in a career as a performer and a teaching artist, a program director, a community organizer, an artistic director, all of these things. So, you know, if you are somebody that is interested in performing, I do recommend this position as a way of opening up all the different ways that you can also be involved in different facets of the theater. The education and community engagement professional assistant, you will utilize your creative skills, your writing skills, your social skills, organizing skills, and leadership skills, working on several different inspiring programs. A few of those are our Broadway Sacramento Conservatory, which is our musical theater training program for ages 12 to 18, our Community Night program, which is our outreach program for bringing underserved populations to see our shows through community resource organizations, and our Accessible Arts program. This includes our audio description, American Sign Language, open captioning services for our Broadway Music Circus patrons. So my experience in this program really opened my perspective to all of these facets of this art form, all of them collaborative, and all of the meaningful work, all of them in the service of bringing joy to others. This position is a 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday schedule with some nights and weekend events. So now I'd like to pass it over to our Director of Development, Hadley.
Thank you, Jackie. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Excuse me, it's like I haven't spoken. My name is Hadley Wilson. I'm the Director of Development. I've been here since May 2023, and it has been a complete honor working with all of the people that you see on our screen and the organization. The development team is responsible for a variety of activities that really enrich the donor experience. Our job is to strengthen relationships with existing donors, identify and cultivate new donors, and all of this is an effort to secure revenue for helping the organization grow. None of our PAs will be asked to ask for donations, but in our efforts, we do work as a team, and you would support us in that. And some of the ways that we do this are through our many donor benefits, which include hosting donor tours and the donor lounges pre-show and during intermissions, in the evenings and on weekends, observing rehearsals, which is always fun, and putting on events such as our very popular behind the scenes, where there's a lunch and there's talkbacks with members of the show, and again followed by rehearsal observation with our donors. I think for professional assistants, you'll definitely work closely with me and my two teammates, but you'll really have the opportunity to develop your interpersonal and project management and organizational skills. I'd say the development department is perfect for people who love building relationships, finding solutions to things, and serving as a matchmaker between donors and Broadway Sacramento. I think that kind of sums it up. So I'm going to kick it to Rebecca, who will talk about social media.
There we go. Now I'm unmuted. Hi, y'all. So social media is a really fun department to talk about because that's how I got started here 3 years ago as a social media PA. So I'm always excited to bring someone else new onto our team in the role that I started in. The social media assistant plays a key role in connecting our productions with the community. The position combines digital content creation with grassroots in-person marketing. On the digital side, the role includes creating social media content, particularly short-form video for platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels. This often involves collaborating with cast members and stage management team to capture behind-the-scenes moments and involving the cast in trending videos. It is a chance to flex your creative muscles and practice basic photo and video editing skills. On the in-person grassroots marketing side, the social media PA has a chance to connect with the Sacramento community in many ways, from hand delivering promotional materials to local businesses, coordinating volunteers, and managing the pre-show photo booth to helping facilitate the opening night cast parties at local partners. Overall, this internship is ideal for someone who enjoys both creative social media work and hands-on in-person promotion. It's a rewarding opportunity to gain real-world experience in theater making while working in an energetic and collaborative environment. And then just checking. So that is our social media department. Am I covering PR as well? Yes.
I think that would be great, Rebecca. I don't think Sarah was able to log on in time.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's just pop over to that side then. All right, so PR and marketing is another role that I started in. I combined the two during the season that I was an intern. And it is really special and close to my heart because it's still something I work on regularly. This role focuses on supporting the connection between the theater and its artists, while also ensuring that all materials are polished, organized, and ready for public promotion. A large part of the position involves reaching out to actors and creative team members to collect their bios and headshots, organizing those files and editing the bios so they match the company's voice and standards. The role also includes writing captions for production photos and inputting cast information into our show database. Because the work is deadline driven, the assistant must be comfortable managing multiple timelines at once and coordinating with several departments. It also involves following up with artists who may not respond right away, so professionalism, persistence, and problem solving are really important. Overall, this internship is a blend of editorial work, administrative organization, and interpersonal communication. It's a great opportunity for someone who enjoys both the behind-the-scenes structure of theater operations and the collaborative, people-focused side of the industry. It's great for people who are studying PR, communications, or journalism. And I'm going to bounce it to Caleb for graphic design.
Caleb, are you here?
Yeah, hi everybody. My computer is freezing a little bit, so looks like we're good now. Hi everybody, my name is Caleb LaRosa Colombo. I am the creative project manager for Broadway Sacramento. As well, I am a graphic designer myself. As part of the graphic design team, which is in the marketing department, you will help us create new assets as well as maintain company standards. You're going to be working on all sorts of different things, from social media to playbill to posters and other print design, as well as some digital stuff. There's tons of opportunity to flex your graphic design skills and as well as your layout and UI and UX skills as well. I also manage the website, and sometimes we might need a little bit of help with some website graphics. So there is just tons of opportunity within this department to really expand your skills and put what you do know to use. We have a lot of fun here. If you love laminating, there's a ton of laminating that needs to get done. yeah, I would encourage you to apply. It's a ton of fun, and we work with all the different departments. So, as you heard from Hadley, as you heard from Rebecca about social media, we touch those things as well in the design department. So you have a ton of and education. We do a ton of stuff for education. So yeah, it's a really great broad opportunity. Awesome. I'll pass it on to the next person.
Great. So we have James and Elijah going to speak about our IT department.
Hello, everybody. I am also a former ARC student, and I am the IT manager for Broadway Sacramento. I will be checking in with Caleb to see why his computer is freezing. So I just like to say real quick before I pass it on to Elijah that IT is for people who really love to solve problems, help people, because that's what we do. People always call on us when there's an issue with their systems and their hair's on fire, and we need to be able to solve these problems for them and generally get them done right away. Things that we be teaching you guys is IT systems, user administration, troubleshooting. There's a lot of things you'll get from this. In fact, I started out a long time ago, and IT is just desktop support and just kind of the entry level. And I became IT manager, IT director at another company. I've done all types of sorts of, I've got to travel around on airplanes, working at different sites and stuff. So IT is a beautiful career. Broadway Sacramento is probably the coolest job I've ever had. The level of production that we do here is just outstanding. And it was just a thrill for me to, on my first day, to actually come and watch a production. So hopefully you have the same experience, and I welcome you, whoever decides to come and join us in the IT department. And I will pass it on to Elijah, our IT support technician.
Hi there. My name's Elijah Bailey. I'm IT support analyst for Broadway Sacramento. Our IT team is me and James, so you'll be working with us very closely. Some tasks you can expect to participate in to help our users with. We have a lot of computers, a lot of printers. We actually have a call center here. We have a box office where we handle purchases of tickets and providing those tickets to our donors and to our patrons. We also have multiple locations. We have our administrative offices. We have our campus where our stages are, and we also have our where the pavilion stage, the big round stage you saw in the pictures earlier. And then we also have the production center. So we have 3 different locations we're administrating, which means we have a network in each location, and they are all interconnected. And so you'll learn about how all that works. You'll work with a genuine network that's been built to purpose, and start to understand like firewalls, access points, cabling, like both Ethernet and fiber optic cables. We employ both. We also have a lot of need for various kinds of software because we have so many different departments and so many unique use cases. We have the graphic design department, so we administrate Adobe accounts. We administrate all sorts of softwares of unique use cases like Sibelius for music notation. We also have a lot of need for email. So we have Microsoft 365 administration that also happens, where we manage accounts and mail forwarding, mailbox access permissions, spam filtering, phishing blocking, various security tasks as well. We employ Mimecast for our email filtering. If you have any familiarity with any of those things, that will be helpful to you. Or for you. We also manage a lot of inventory. We have a fleet of laptops and monitors and mouse, keyboard, accessories. that we hand out to people as they come in, and we expect to receive back from them when they leave. And we have a lot of employees that start at various intervals throughout the year and then leave when they finish their contracts. And so it's up to us to manage their equipment, make sure that they have what they need to do their jobs and that we get it back when they're done with their jobs. So that's an important part of our tasks. So you'll be helping with that. You'll get a lot of practical skills working with the IT department. You'll get a lot of practice terminating network cables. So that it's good practice for your fine motor skills. We'll also be troubleshooting our wireless networks a lot. So you'll learn how to perform network diagnostics using speed testers, and you'll also be testing a lot of physical cables because sometimes those will fail. And a lot of the time we'll hear from somebody that the Wi-Fi isn't working in my office. And so we'll have to go and figure out why that is, and that'll involve a lot of diagnostics. You'll also get a lot of practice with the kind of counterpart to customer service, but user service. So it's important as an IT person to have a good attitude when encountering challenges, because a lot of IT issues, a lot of tech support is frustrating. Problems come up for people in the company, and it's important to be conscientious of those frustrations and kind and helpful. So that you'll get a lot of practice being personable. And one other important thing that will help you if you come to Broadway Sacramento and join the IT department is we prioritize training for the CompTIA A+ certification. It's a certification I personally have, and it was very important to me and helpful to me in getting the role that I currently have. It is widely recognized in the IT industry as a very desirable certification for prospective employees to have. It is oftentimes almost as important as a degree. So it's basically very practical, and it's very practical skills. It's a 90-question test, 90 minutes. It's of moderate difficulty, but we have a lot of steady resources for helping our interns get, our professional assistants get that is a professional assistantship, sorry, get that certification by the time that they're done with their role here. So that's another important thing. And we have a lot of unique users. We have our call center, we have our sound engineers, lighting engineers, graphic designers, and ticket scanners that are all unique things that you wouldn't normally see in an IT role. So you'll get plenty of unique learning situations.
Awesome. Thank you so much, James and Elijah, for sharing about IT. All right. So a couple of things left to go over about the internship. You can earn up to 4 units of college credit through American River College, paid for by Broadway Sacramento. Another benefit is tickets to our Broadway Sacramento Community Night for all 3 summer productions. We will have resume building workshops, and you will receive insight into the art and operation of professional theater through weekly talkbacks with members of the Broadway Music Circus creative teams, staff, actors, artisans, and we provide lunch on those meeting days. And that's actually one of my favorite days, and I feel like one of the really wonderfully valuable things about this internship program is really hearing all of those people's stories and learning more about that. Our applications are due March 13th for both the internship and the professional assistantship program. And that's our website there, the QR code to our page for those applications. Now, I know that we are listed on Handshake, but you do need to go through the application process that is on our website. So let Handshake lead you there, but we aren't accepting applications through Handshake. You need to go to our website to fill out that application. And now I think we're ready to open it up for questions, and I'll bring back Tracy as well in case Tracy, you caught any during our presentation. But thank you all. Thank you to ARC for having us today. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to either write it in the chat or unmute yourself.
Yeah, I don't currently see any questions in the chat. I know that that one of the things that Jackie mentioned pretty quickly there was that were those weekly lectures or weekly meetings where a professional comes in and talks to us. It's great. That is our class. That is what I get to be the quote unquote teacher of. I get to show up and be there with you as you meet these industry professionals, and you get to ask them about their lives and what it's like being a professional theater artist. And then we do a resume workshop so that by the end of the summer, you have a resume that you can take as you begin to go out into the world and toward, to become a theater, professional theater artist yourself. And it really is for folks who are just getting into their theater programs in college, as well as for folks who are coming out of their theater programs in college, or people who've been out and are ready to kind of now focus in on a career. It's really an internship for folks who are passionate about the industry and they want to learn more and get involved. It's so many people have come out of this internship and are working in jobs that they love. It's a great, great opportunity. I'm just checking to see here. I don't see any, unless I'm missing it. I don't see any notes any questions in the chat.
No, but I did have a private question that I hope you don't mind my sharing, because I think it'd be great for the group. But the question was, is this internship good for business majors, or is it just for theater people? And I would say yes. Particularly for a business major, possibly the development department you would pick up a lot of amazing tools through the development department that would support and help you grow in your major as in business. So there are opportunities like that for people that are not just theater people.
Yeah,
I
I just
also
wanted to
think that I was just going to say, I think the PR position would be great for business majors as well, because it really teaches you business writing and communication skills and project management skills that are all super important when you go into business admin.
Yeah, I would say all of those professional assistant positions, all of those, every single one of them, it will really easily provide experience that can get you into a number of industries with the skills that you learn as well as the skills that you bring in. And I also have to say that even some of the theater experiential positions that you have, many of them also prepare you for jobs that are outside of theater. And I see someone here asking, do students need to have experience to apply to any of these positions? And there's a couple of answers to that question. So Jackie, because I know you are the person who does the interviews. So do they need to have any experience to apply for the positions?
No, you do not need to have prior experience. I will say in the professional assistant realm, we do get some folks that have had some, it is a competitive program. But really, I find that most of our departments are looking for people who really share in a passion for the work, who are eager to learn, folks who have their own personal goals about what they're wanting to get out of this program. And we really seek that more so than we seek an existing resume. I refer to Music Circus as a teaching hospital, and we really are wanting to bring on people that we know are going to grow and benefit from these programs. But prior experience in some of the things, and you'll see on the website all the different qualifications and things, you'll want to see what one works the best for you, or what speaks to you the most. I know Caleb, you wanted to share something, and then James, you wanted to share something.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say for the graphic design one specifically, we don't necessarily need experiences as far as working somewhere in graphic design, but we do like to see a portfolio and to show that you do have the skills. So.
And I wanted to add that with IT, it's really about, being curious and wanting to solve problems and wanting to help people. and just having the, being available, making yourself available. So you may not have many skills in IT and computers and everything, but if you lean towards that and you have an interest in technology, but you have a go-getter spirit, that's what I'd like to see, is just somebody that can do, because it's all about just solving problems, and there's answers to every problem. So if you can see yourself doing that, then you do well in IT.
Something else that we actually added last year was, if you go on our website for these programs, and a question popped up about the work schedules. In the production internships, all of those schedules are downloadable. So, that's something to consider when you're considering a department. The time commitment for a stage management intern and a wardrobe intern is going to be different from a production center intern and a costume intern. They're different schedules. So you may look at those schedules and go, you know what, actually, I think maybe, I love costuming, I love wardrobe, but the costume internship schedule fits my situation better than the wardrobe does right now. And so I'm going to go in that department. So please definitely take a look at those schedules. I will say for the arts administration, those are typically the 9 to 5:30 business day in arts administration, but there's a lot of evenings and weekends. And so those hours may shift to accommodate those special events and, shows when we're in production and things like that. So those types of schedules can also be discussed with your supervisor.
I'm going to bring up one question from the chat, and then I have a question after that. Somebody's asking, would you say that experience is required to apply for the PR and marketing professional assistant positions?
I would not say that work experience is necessary, but we do want to see a writing sample, and we do love to see people who have an education background in it, such as journalism majors, PR majors, communication majors. We just really want to see that you are a capable writer and editor. But no, we don't necessarily require for you to have job experience. I did not have job experience when I got hired into that position. So that was my first job experience in that comms department.
I will say you should have some good organizational skills for that role. I work with that role as well because I work on the playbill, and that's a lot of what you're working on in that role. There's a lot of information coming at you, and there's a lot of different things coming at you at once. So having some organizational skills is important.
What if somebody's main passion with theater has to do with performing? There's not any performing internships, but how would this overall program be of use to someone in that boat, and what might you recommend to them?
So for performers, I would say the stage management internship and the wardrobe internship are the two that are the closest to the room where it happens, as we've talked about. It gives you an opportunity to see how the directors work with performers, and the rehearsal process. We have a unique rehearsal process here at Broadway Music Circus, and so that's very educational for an artist. I think anybody who is going into performing, it will only enhance your skill set to know what is happening around you and who are the people at play in those environments, the people who are handling your props and handling your costumes, and learning what those relationships are is only going to strengthen you moving forward as an artist. Gabe or Emily, do either of you want to speak to that a little bit?
I mean, I would say exactly the same thing. I think that, particularly in wardrobe, you really are working alongside with the actors during the show. So you get to hear from their experiences and, see the process.
I would agree with that. I think it also just makes you a more informed performer to know everything that goes into making your show. And I would agree with what both of you guys have said.
I will just chime in quickly that I've just been with this program for so many years. I've never had somebody come out of the program who's planning on being a professional actor say that it was a waste of their time. It's been the exact opposite. They've all come out of the program being so grateful to have had the experience because they feel like they're so much better prepared to go into that industry, or in some cases to decide they don't want to go into that industry. They may want to do another part of the industry. It's never dimmed anyone's passions, and it's never wasted anyone's time. It's been the exact opposite. It's been very cool.
I see that Vivian has put our links in the chat there. So that first one is for the professional assistantship. So those are the arts administration internships. And then that second one is the production internship. So she's made that easy for y'all to click on. I know we've hit our 1 o'clock mark. Is there anything else? And Vivian, do you have anything you wanted to add as we close out?
I do. I want to invite the students to give their feedback. On your screen, a 3-question poll is going to pop up. So it's literally 3 clicks. And this is anonymous. What we do is we gather this aggregate data and we share it with our college administrators to give them a sense of the impact that these sessions are having on students. And also to give our employer partners like Broadway Sacramento feedback on, I mean, they showed up with so many of your staff, right? Just the commitment to this session, to really giving students information so that they can make informed decisions about which of these amazing internships and professional assistantships they would like to apply to. And, you know, it really speaks volume to the commitment that this organization has to learning and growing future professionals, whether or not you know, go on and stay at Broadway Sacramento. Like I think a couple people mentioned that they were ARC alum, right? But also to just a way to launch you into your career path. So this organization is very committed to really leveraging their staff and their professionals to help the community. And I think this really shows in their commitment to this. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time to connect with our students. And we will be sharing the results of this poll with from you all as well, so you can see the impact and your just honesty about sharing your experiences too. And I mean, the level of excitement you all have for your positions, Jackie, like you're vibing on that, right? Like I can really feel the commitment and excitement that you all have to your jobs in this organization. So yeah, so if you haven't participated yet, about half of you have. Please, that 3 clicks is really helpful. It's going to hang out on the screen. And while they're doing that, Jackie, if they have any questions, like let's say a student is watching this, we are going to record it, right, and post it. And they're watching this recording and they say, oh, you know, I really have a question about something specific, right? How can they ask their question? Who should they contact?
You can contact me at, I can put my email in.
Oh, okay. Jackie sharing her personal email. It's brave. So yes, and also, oh, and Tracy. Thank you, Tracy, our amazing Theater Arts 498 work experience instructor, who again is really I think you use the word liaison, Tracy, between the college and Broadway Sacramento. So you can see Tracy's email there in the chat. And then if you have any questions that you think of later after this, we want to invite you also to reach out to Jackie, I think. Is that right, Jackie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, I want to say thank you, students. I know you're incredibly busy. This is the start of the semester, right? So things have really starting to move quick. So thank you for taking the time to spend this hour with us and really engaging with this employer, you know, with Broadway Sacramento partner. Oh, there's Jackie's email in the chat. So if you need to screenshot it or take a picture of it if you're here, and if you're watching the recording, it's there in the chat. So if you have any questions, please reach out. And with that, I will say thank you so much. And don't forget to reach out to Work Experience. If you decide to apply, right? Do they need their resume, Jackie, to apply? Or, you know, I don't think did anybody ask that question?
So it depends on which department that they are applying to that asks for different things. So, yeah, so just, you can head over to the website, like I said, on the application, It'll ask you which departments, and then there'll be a drop down if we need different specific materials about each thing.
Okay, great. So if you do need a resume, don't forget about your college's work experience and internship program. You can get an extra set of eyes on those. And if you do get invited to an interview, again, they can certainly help you with that interview, a mock interview, and help. Just, I know it always makes me nervous. So if you need some extra support, we're here to help you. So I think that's it. Any other last questions or things? Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you again for spending the time with us. Take care.